Hi friends. So as a Chinese student myself, my life has been better after the crossroad. I mean, we get seminars open and I got regularly go back to school. I get meet to my teachers, my classmates, and have a bunch of tests. And since have been coping really well after 2020, to the point that I thought everything should be on the right track. Or is it? Well, I'm the type of student who's actually really focused on what's happening around the world, but this is the story that actually shocked me. A female patient in Chengdu actually got sadly infected with COVID-19, and her meetup with the government about talking to her interaction with people and the data collecting from her phone, they should be for medical use and pandemic coping only. But those data are miraculously, released into the social public accounts in Weibo, and a lot of people get to see them. And then it turned right down because she has a frequent entrance of a bar, and for the misogynistic Chinese environment there, so many people start just slut shaming her on her private social media accounts, phoning her phone regularly, sending nasty stuff to her addresses. And the cyberbullying gets so heavy to the point that she actually told the media that she would like to commit suicide because she can't take everything anymore. So first, I'm not to say that maybe club workers have a certain moral problems or issue, but just the fact that your position, your work, your life, all of them just get released because you get a disease. Sounds like the worst punishment for me ever. And I was terrified. And then a few days later, my best friend sent me 2 Word documents about the same should be private and confidential media record, medical record of a male and female patient. And those 2 people, they regularly meet each other in those official documents despite the long distance. And he told me that that's so cute. I mean, they have that long distancing, but then they still love each other. That's like a rom-com to her. But it terrified me, and I asked her, would you really want your life to under the scrutiny of so many people and become a real-life rom-com without even knowing all of this will happen just because you get a disease? I saw their telephone number, addresses, BMI index, and these are really, really private things that I will only disclose to my family members, my closest friends. I won't go onto the street and tell it to a random stranger. Yes, I understand that China is a huge country, 1.3 billion people. One of the reasons why we get such a pandemic under control in such a quick time is because of the green QR codes and the monitoring on our phones. But just like my activity of fundraising to help cope with that pandemic, we raised so many money, but we find out that we lack the resources to actually spend them. Getting those information from our phones is easy, but how can you promise me that those data is only used in the, protecting emergency way? Relinquishing your rights to privacy is easy, but getting them back is so much harder after pandemic. And I didn't really promise to send those data to so many people in social media account. And during the course of a half of a year, this actually happened 5 to 6 times, and involving 10 or more people. That's very happy situation out there. It's like the similar case with 911. You have an emergency in case people carry bombs, we have to have security checks in airports. But we still have that right now. When would it stop? According to recent research in China, we have 61% of people who know and see the data of a random stranger because their data got leaked. And 20% of them, like my friends, is actually actively reposting them because they think it's funny. Well, the healthy green QR code give me schools and interactions and social life. But at what cost? I further conducted research into this, find out that some other countries like India, Kuwait, and Spanish is also doing this. And that scares me out because while you're using them to protect people, are you using to harm the exact citizens as well? Do we really need to choose between a certain protection and our privacy as a whole? Do we really need to give up so many rights just to protect ourselves while we can just social distance ourselves and put on masks and just behave? I don't understand this. And I think that's the kind of question that I'm bringing to you is maybe we should all rethink about this. How to make us feel safe mentally and physically. How to just own the both of two. Thank you.